Hi guys, so today I'm going to bust out these guys. Well, I've had these for a very long time, probably 2 years. It's one of the first things I picked up, I think, whenever Crafts Companion really was doing like a US site. They used to always have the UK site, but the US was a little bit newer. But anyway, and I was looking for what I want to bust out today. So what's funny about this is that I saw this one right on top and I don't like this shape, okay? So sometimes you get kits or designs or whatever, or maybe you got it in a mystery bag and it's kind of like a weird shape, nesting die or die. And then I just let them sit there. Obviously some of these I do like, I just haven't used them. So like, I don't care for this shape either, but it was just a big kit. So like this one, you know, I like more classic shapes like these guys. But anyway, so if you guys have been watching my channel for the last good while, I did this before I even called it Busted Out, but I encourage you guys to use what you have. I think it's always something that we overlook or we forget, or, you know, embossing folders, like we buy a ton of them, we forget to use them, those kind of things. So stuff that you've had for a very long time. I was going to pull out something I've had for 6 months, but I was like, well, these are older than that. And I'm going to try and use these weird shapes is what I want to do today. So if I do have any links in the description box, they'd be affiliate links, but they'll be for like the standard items. I don't know if any of these things are still available or if it's something, you know, like I said, this is a weird shape. So I'm going to try to use something that I don't really care for today. Some of them are cute and they're fine. I just grabbed the whole set. And I know there's more because this is like the second set and there's like a first set, or maybe this is the first set and there's, yeah, see, this is number 2. So I know I have the first set too, the first iteration of these guys. But what I think is we'll just make like a simple card and let the weird shape be the thing, or the focal point, which is weird, right? Because it's a weird shape. It's not my favorite. I'm going to start with this one, and maybe I'll only do this one today. I've been kind of cleaning up my craft room, so I was doing that, and I thought, oh, I need to do Busted Out. So I think this will be a quick one, because what I'm going to do is use some of the papers from last week. If you guys remember, we just used some sprays and stuff. I think this was last week. Might have been 2 weeks ago. The days are just a blur right now, you guys. Crazy. Yeah, I was trying to think, is it last week? Well, anyway, so I have these, and I really like this one. Well, I really like them all, but I think for this one in particular, I like this look. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll just have a fun time. Ooh, I was going to grab these scissors to cut this plastic, but do not do that. I use those for paper most of the time. I'm looking for these guys. This scissor right here is my rugged, tonic, Tim Holtz scissor. I cut, you know, plastic, whatever you got, chipboards. I don't want to just say those things because I cut everything with them. But they do have a jagged edge. You know, I was watching a scrapbook expo video the other day. Well, not a video, but like a live session, I guess. And I think it was Crazy Creations, and they were talking about how they love their scissors, and they were using the smaller one. I think the haberdashery ones. Well, either way, I have them too. This guy. No, not this guy. These are anyway, there's another pair of scissors that look like this, and they have a jagged edge, but whenever you use them, just be careful because that little serrated edge, it will end up on your paper. So if you're going to cut paper with this and you want the paper to look nice, I would put the serrated edge to the bottom and put this nice flat edge to the top, because it will kind of serrate your paper a little bit. It just leaves it a little bit fuzzy on the edge is all I'm trying to say. And I think I had mentioned that in the comments. She's like, oh, not that she hadn't noticed that, but she's like, oh, something about whatever it was that I had said. So that's just me, you know, maybe it's just my experience. I don't know. Or maybe they were just lucky and always end up cutting with that smooth side on top. I don't know. Why can I not get this out? Oh, come on. What I need to do with these is take them all out of the package and put them in some kind of organizer so I can just use them, just grab them because they're there. Oh, you know what? No, that's not it. I was going to say, I know I have a red color that I would like to use with this. And I pulled out purple paper. No? Well, it was sitting right on top before, but now I'm going to fish out some paper. So what I'm going to do is grab like a card base and some other things to go along with this. And we'll try and make something. So I pulled out cream color for the card base because I thought that might look nice with this. Even though we started off with white paper, but all the spray and everything that was on here, it just... I don't know, that looks better. And this is the color I was thinking about, but you know what? It's not even close. This is more of a mulberry kind of, I don't know, purplish color, where this one's not. So I'm not going to use that. So I thought, you know, black to make it really pop. I think that'll be fun. So I don't know that I'm going to make a fun shape out of the card base. I'm just going to do the beige paper. But I do want to see, this paper is already like 4 by 5.5 or so. How big is this big one? Ooh, they feel very thin. This one's just about 4 inches wide by 5 1/4. So this is already a nice mat for a standard A2 size card. So I'm going to use that one for the black. And then I'll just use the next smallest one for this guy, and then we'll have to find a spot that we like. And, you know, this is me. I like the whole page. Like, I don't want to cut this down at all. I think everything looks pretty. Like, if I go here, that's just too much. I do want some dead space, you know, where it's not like color everywhere. So it's hard for me to choose what I want there. Ugh. Well, I guess we can look at, no, it needs to go this way. I always feel like paper already has a direction like this. I feel like this is the direction, right? Low and like this is down at the bottom. That should be at the top. So I guess I'll cut it like that. Does this fit through the marquee? Let's see. It does. It does. Well, I should have known that because I meant the paper, not the die. All right, let's get this guy going. I suppose if you wanted to get some embossing on that, you could do the foam with your marquee. If you haven't seen that video, or you just add a piece of foam with the marquee and it just gives it more dimension, it'll emboss into your paper. So that's going to be our paper there. And then I'm going to trim, what am I doing? Let's get rid of that. Oh, maybe I'll need that later. Sometimes what happens is the little pieces like that, you can maybe get like a little mat from it or something for the back of like your sentiment or something like that. So you never know. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut this down and then run it through the marquee. And then I'm just going to do a standard A2 size card base here. So this is already 8.5 by 11, so I'll cut it at 5.5 inches and score it at 4 1/4, and I'll be right back. See about how much of this is visible, because like I mentioned, embossing folders, maybe I'll bring out an embossing folder. But if not, what do you guys think? You think enough is visible that we should do some embossing? Oh, you know what I can do? Maybe... I'll say maybe I can emboss the card base itself, just this piece, put an embossing folder on it and run it through, you know? But that'd be kind of weird, because on the other side it's going to be all embossed and funky on this side, which isn't the biggest deal, but it is kind of weird. Okay, so what I'm going to do is think about how do I want to do this. Do I want to glue this to this flat? Pop it up from the base? Yes. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're almost there, really. I just wanted to have this cool background paper and then go from there. I almost feel like maybe we should do something fun with that. Okay, fine. Hold on. Before I put more glue down, let me grab an embossing folder and we'll run this through and I'll be right back. You know what else we're going to do? We're going to use some gilding wax, because I have it and I never use it. So that'll be a good thing. Look at that. Woo! All right. Hopefully this will... emboss all the way through there, just a little something. It feels snug, so I don't know that I'll need a shim. Sometimes it depends on the folder, like this one. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Yes, 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 yes. And it'll add so much. Look at that. But I'm gonna put some gilding wax on this too. And I think the last time I used gilding wax, I almost killed myself because I heated it up. Do not do that. I'm gonna use gold. Ew. Okay, no, it's just, I was gonna say, is that sticky? Gross, but no. So this stuff, look at this pot. It is not inexpensive. I mean, it depends, you know, I got mine through Crafter's Companion. I think they might even have an HSN nowadays. What I'm trying to say is you don't need very much of it. So this little pot will last you forever. Like this that's on my finger is way too much. So what I'm gonna do is pat this on a surface. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I was just gonna pat it on the back of the card. To be honest, but then what if it comes, just because it's better if you pat it like on a wet surface, because then you can come and dip back into that. But I'm just going to go around very lightly and add some of this. Look at this. And I don't need to do it everywhere, because obviously most of this is going to be covered up anyway. So I'm just going to stick around the very edges. And what's cool about this stuff is when it kind of dries, you can kind of come back with like a towel. And if you really rub it, it'll make it shinier. It kind of burnishes it. But, yay, you guys, I haven't used this stuff in a very long time, and I should use it more often. Look at that. And you should use a very delicate, light touch, because if you really get in there, you're just going to go, it's going to go right into everything. So that's it. You saw, and I probably should have covered this as soon as I was done, because it will dry up. Not that quickly, but you don't want to expose it to too much water, or too much air, should I say. Okay. Well, it's going to be something like this. Okay, let me go wash my hand, and I'll be right back. This one's going to be interesting, because this paper already is funky because of all the mixed media we put on there. And, you know, you can even put gilding wax on this guy too. Hopefully that glue's still a little bit wet. On this, because it has that raised area, you know. You can definitely do that. Okay, so I'm gonna hold this down, but I'm not really gonna hold it with my hand. What I'm gonna do is like put my marquee on it. Make sure the bottom of your marquee is clean. That little rubbery stuff, it does get a lot of like dust and dirt, and it will mark your papers. So if you're doing something like this, like I like to do, I'm just gonna place that on there for a few minutes, leave it alone. In the meantime, I'll look for a stamp, a sentiment stamp, something like that I haven't used in a while, and I'll be right back. This is kind of setting up still. I'm gonna put that to the side. I'm gonna try and do something, and we'll see what happens. Remember that little scrap I said I just pushed to the side? I wonder, I found these little stamp sets. I literally just looked around and dug around to see what I might have on your very special day. Relax and enjoy your day is cute too, but I think I'm gonna use this one. And I want to see if I can stamp it there, or maybe even here. That one's a little bit tight. It seems like it should be here, but also I don't know how well it's gonna stamp, so let's see what happens. This is totally an experiment here. Oh, I rearranged some things. I can grab my stamping blocks much easier now. It's very good. Now, I am afraid of this, so what I'm going to do... Oh, yes, VersaFine. I need something juicy, something good like that. So VersaFine will work. And you know what? Since this is a new stamp and I don't want to really mess up because I only have very limited paper here, I'm going to stamp it somewhere else first, but it looks really great already. Look at that. That would have been perfect. Okay. So, let's... this is scary. Well, I mean, I don't have to use this piece of paper, I guess. That's the other thing, so it's not that scary. I can just use something else. I'm just going to try to stamp it right there. Really get that on there, because there's spray and all kinds of stuff on here, so I really want to let that soak in. Ah, I missed that very top. All right, let's do it again over here. I should bring out a stamping pad. You know what? I'm going to use this. Just the back side of my tonic magnetic mat. Just so hopefully it'll help me push back into... Oh, that would have been really great. Actually, maybe I can line it up later, just for the O. Or maybe I can draw it in with a micron pen. Just want to make sure I'm pushing everywhere. Not too much. Oh, fancy. It even stamped on there. So I was thinking about using StazOn, because StazOn will stamp on everything and stay on everything. Ooh, almost got ink on my card base. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry because VersaFine is juicy. It's like oil-based and it takes a minute to dry. I can put clear embossing powder on that if I really wanted to, which I'm not going to, but you could do that. You know what's interesting too is that this thing has such tiny pieces. Where is it? You could cut your sentiment with these pieces too, these little guys, and just have that echo throughout. But I think I'm just gonna do a straight cut. We'll see. Maybe. Yeah, I think a straight cut would be best. But let me see what else I might have. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so with something like this, you can take a trimmer. I just eyeball it. I know that's not everyone's favorite thing to do, but like honestly, I'll just come in here and just kind of try to do this straight, and if it's not straight, then I'll employ my trimmer, but just try to do as straight as I can. And then just, you know, try to give it the same amount of spacing that you did on the top and bottom. It's not too bad. Take a little bit off of here. Not the most straight thing ever, but not too bad. Looks like it needs to go a little bit more this way. And this is when I start getting into trouble, because I'm like, oh, a little off of here, a little off of there, maybe this way. And then it ends up being crooked. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. And then since I use black in the background, I think and just keep it flat. I mean, if you wanted to also emboss that, you can definitely run that through. What I like to do with something like this is use a glue that gives me some movement. And I forgot, you know, somebody I had mentioned, I was like, this is a harder one to find in the US other than getting it from Crafters Companion. It is on HSN right now. So I'll have the links to that too, hopefully, if I remember, because a lot of times I'll say that and then I forget to put the link in. But it's a bundle of these two, the all-purpose. This gives you some time to move, and then it comes with 2 of the tacky glue, which is quick dry, as it says. Not as fast as Nuvo Deluxe Adhesive, my favorite, but it is pretty fast drying. Okay, so I put that on there, and then right now, like, I'm just gonna knock that off. So what happens is I still have time to move it. So look, I'm going to trim this down. And if for some reason it's not quite the way I want it, you still have a moment to move it around and make it really center in your little space that you made. Okay, I'll be right back. I think we're probably ready. I have my little 3D glue gel ready to go. I do have a link for the 3D glue gel also, and it goes to Craft Stash, because that's another place that has it pretty regularly. And I think that's it. So, okay, ribbons, flowers, all those fun things you want to add, for sure. I just wanted it to be the focal point of what we did last week, or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. I've been fighting with this 3D glue gel because it has that little... It comes out. I need to get rid of that. I just don't want to... You know what it is? It smells funky, and I don't like touching it. So it'll stay on your hand, that smell, like all day. Which I just touched it anyway. It's okay. All right. Oh man, maybe there. That's the other thing. Whenever you're like, oh, put it here or there, that's hard for me to decide where to put it. I'll play with that in just a minute, a little bit more. What I'm gonna do is take that little clog off. I'm gonna go grab a paper towel or something. I'll have some right here. I just need to grab that. I do not like getting it on my hands. Nope, still more. What happens is whenever it really clogs up, I grab like my Spellbinder's tool-in-one or something like that, and I really poke at it and try to get that little glop out of the way. But for now, this will work. Again, hot glue will do the same thing. A lot of people say Aleene's glue is really good for this because it's kind of thick. Whatever glue or dimensional adhesive you like, of course, will work out great. I'm probably going to pick it off and give it a little bit more because it's falling down right here. But that's it. I think it's a nice card. Again, I'm going to work on this because that dimensional adhesive is not working for me right now. But just, you know, something, I like I said, I wasn't a fan of that shape. It just, I don't know. So maybe you want to try it out, like even with the little circular nature of this, maybe I could have used like one of these other ones, whatever it is. So hopefully you guys have fun with it. Pull out some of those nesting dies and sprays and embossing folders, all those things that we sometimes forget to use. I might come in and put some little pearls or something like that, Nuvo drops right here, just to do something in the background. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys had a fun craft day. I know I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I spent quite a bit. Like, I just bought whatever well, not everything. You know how I say buy what speaks to you, but I feel like I bought more than I had in the past, and I heard that from a lot of you guys. So I don't know what's in the air or what's going on, but I was like, maybe it's a little retail therapy for me because it's a tough time right now. But I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you guys picked up. I wish I chatted more about that, but this Busted Out is about, you know, bring out what you have, not let's talk about the things you just bought, you know. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye now.